Hello and welcome to our lesson on ratios and ratio tables. So today we're going to be learning about ratios involving rational numbers. We're also going to be talking about how to make a ratio table and fill it out with equivalent ratios. And we'll be able to use these ratios to solve some word problems. So a quick review of vocabulary. Remember that ratios compare two things. Ratios can basically be written three different ways. So it can be written, if we're comparing A to B, we can write A to B. We could write A to B, again pronounced A to B. Or we could write A to B. Some examples here, we see 2 snails to 6 fish, or we see 1/2 cup for every 1/4 cup of cream. So again, ratio, just comparing two different items. Example 1 here, we're going to be writing and interpreting ratios. So the first question says, you make flubber using the ingredients shown. Write the ratio of cold water to glue. So all I need to do is look at my ingredients list, and I see cold water is 3/2 of a cup and glue is 2 cups. So my ratio is 3/2 to 2. Now, the next question asks me to find and interpret the value of the ratio. So right now, 3/2 cup of cold water to 2 cups of glue doesn't really mean a whole lot to me. I want to know more about the relationship between the cold water and the glue. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to rewrite this ratio using our fraction bar. Again, that's still pronounced 3/2 to 2. But remember that this fraction bar can actually also mean divide. So now I'm going to rewrite this as a division problem. And in order to divide, we remember that we multiply by the reciprocal. So I get 3/4. Now, the reason that I divided these two quantities is to find the relationship between them. It would have been more obvious if the two numbers were a little bit easier, like 10 cups of water to 5 cups of glue. We would have been like, oh, well, there's twice as much water. You would multiply the glue times 2 to find out how much water it is. But because this fraction is a little bit more complicated, we actually probably need to divide it out like this to find that multiplicative relationship. So in this case, 3/4 is my multiplicative relationship. And again, what that means is when I look from cold water to glue, there's 3/4 as much cold water as there is glue. So we could multiply the glue by 3/4 to get to the cold water. So the other thing I could write here is there's 3/4 as much cold water as glue. Okay. All right, next one. Find and interpret the ratio of flour to water. So again, I want to go ahead and find flour and water. So 3 compared to 1/2. And I would like to go ahead and actually divide this out to find more of the relationship. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, and I get 6. Now, what this means is there is 6 times as much flour compared to water. So when I divide the numbers out, that's an interpretation of the ratio. That's me figuring out, what does this ratio actually mean? Okay, in the next example, we're going to be completing ratio tables, which you've likely done in the past. But in the 7th grade ratio and proportion standards, the thing that changes is now we might be involving some fractions. So when I think about equivalent ratios, the ratio 1/2 is equivalent to the ratio 5/10, for example. Equivalent ratios are just like equivalent fractions. Whatever you multiply the numerator by, you multiply the denominator by. Or whatever you multiply in a ratio, the first quantity by, you multiply the second quantity by. So here I see that when I went from 3 cups to 12 cups, I was actually just multiplying by 4. So in order to keep this an equivalent ratio table, I would multiply the second quantity, 3/4 of a quart, times 4. So let's go ahead and do that. And I get 3. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can fill out a ratio table. What I just did was the first thing that I saw and the easiest way for me. But there, again, are a lot of different ways that you can look at this. So I'm going to point out a couple of different options that you have. When I look at the multiplicative relationship, I see there are 4 times as many cups as there are quarts. So this number times 4 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Something times 4 would be 15. So another thing that I could do here is I could actually take 15 and divide it by 4 in order to find my missing number. 15 divided by 4 would be 15/4. I could have written that as 3 3/4, but because the other ones are written as improper fractions, or this one is written as an improper fraction, I decided just to go ahead and leave it. Now, let's look at an additional way that a couple of additional ways that you could have done this. You might have seen that 3 times 5 would be 15. So therefore, you would multiply 3/4, also times 5. 3/4 times 5 equals 15/4. Same answer, different way of getting it. One additional way I wanted to show you as well is that when you see this very first ratio, 3 to 3/4, that means for every 3 cups, we're adding 3/4 of a quart. So here I actually saw from 12 to 15, I was adding 3 cups, which would mean I'm adding 3/4 of a quart to the other quantity. 15/4 is equal to 3 3/4. So this does make sense. A lot of times in previous math classes, you may have heard, we don't add ratios. We don't really add ratios. I would agree with that. But one option that you have is to continually add on this ratio. So every time that you add a 3 for cups, you would add a 3/4 for quarts. Just an additional option. Now, for the final box that's missing from our table, I see that from 15/4 to 5/4, I'm just dividing by 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here, divide by 3. As long as I'm being consistent with both of my quantities, I can either multiply or divide by the same number. And so 15 divided by 3 would be 5, and so I know that's the matching number there. So a couple of different ways you can complete a ratio table. All right, go ahead and complete this ratio table. Press pause and then press play when you're ready to see the answer. All right, so hopefully you got the same answer as I did. I'm going to just pick one of the strategies and go ahead and solve. So from 4 to 16, I notice we're multiplying by 4. So I'm going to do that same thing here. 5 halves times 4 is 20 halves, which is 10. Okay, and then for this next one, I actually see, now that I've filled this out, that to get from 10 to 5, I'm just dividing by 2. So I'm going to do that same thing to this quantity, and I get the number 8. All right, the final type of problem that we're going to solve is a word problem that applies our knowledge of ratios, including rational numbers, fractions in this case. You mix a 1/2 cup of yellow paint for every 3/4 cup of blue paint to make 15 cups of green paint. How much yellow paint do you use? So one thing that I like to do, there's, again, so many different ways. That's the beauty of ratios. One way that I like to solve this is using a ratio table. So what I like to do in my table in this situation is make a spot for yellow. This is the yellow paint, the blue paint, and then the total, which in this case happens to be green paint. So every time I mix 1/2 cup of yellow, I put in 3/4 cup of blue, and that in total would be 5/4 cup of green, because 1/2, 2/4, plus 3/4 is 5/4. Okay, now we want to get up eventually to 15 cups of green. You might not know immediately how to get to 15 cups. So one option that you have is you can actually try to eliminate the fraction. And so in order to do that, what you would do is you would multiply by the least common denominator. So in this case, we would multiply each of our numbers times 4. Again, if I multiply my ratios by the same number, it's going to keep them equivalent. 1/2 times 4 is 2. 3/4 times 4 is 3. And 5/4 times 4 is 5. Now, if you're wondering how I picked 4, because you're like, wow, that's really magical. She eliminated the fraction and made these numbers a lot easier. Again, I picked the 4 because this denominator was 2 and these denominators were 4. And so the least common multiple of those denominators is the number 4. All right, and so from here, I can actually see if I multiply this current set of ratios up by 3, I can get to my answer. So 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9. What this tells me is that I'm going to use 6 cups of yellow paint, 9 cups of blue paint, and that will equal 15 cups of green paint. So, final question, how much yellow paint do I use? I use 6 cups. All right, and one other way I want to just show really quickly, I'll kind of draw us a line right here. One other way that I use to solve these types of problems is an equation. So I need to know how many sets of this paint recipe I'm using. Half a cup yellow, 3/4 cup blue. But how many times do I need to do that in order to make 15 cups of paint? So in order to do that, I'm going to say 1/2 x meaning my number of, we'll say batches, which is usually used for recipes, but we'll go ahead and use it for paint now. Number of batches, number of times I'm making this. So 1/2 x plus 3/4 x. As many times as I'm going to do a half a cup of yellow, I'm going to do a half a cup of blue. And that's going to equal 15. Now from here, I'm going to get 5/4 x equals 15. And then I can multiply by my reciprocal. And I would get x equals, and these cross simplify, x equals 12. Now, 12 is the number of times, like I mentioned before, the number of times that I'm making this recipe. So if I'm making this recipe 12 times, and each time I use a half a cup of yellow, that's 6 cups of yellow. And if I do it 12 times and I'm using 3/4 cup of blue, that would be 9 cups of blue. So again, just another option on how you could solve. Okay, go ahead and solve this problem and then press pause when you're ready. Press pause, and then when you're ready to learn about the answer, go ahead and press play. So in this problem, it says you mix you mix a half a cup of oats for every 1/4 cup honey to make 12 cups of granola. So again, I'm going to do my part total table. So this part is oats, this part is honey, and this part is my total. I use a half a cup of oats for every 1/4 cup honey. And I don't know what that total is right now, but I can calculate it out. Eventually, I want a total of 12 cups. Now, 1/2, or let's say 2/4 cup of oats plus 1/4 cup of oats is 3/4 total. So if you just make this recipe one time, you're going to have a total of 3/4 cups of granola. But I need 12 cups. So again, I like to eliminate the fraction here by multiplying by the least common multiple of the denominator. So in this case, I'm going to multiply by 4 again. 1/2 times 4 is 2, 1/4 times 4 is 1, and 3/4 times 4 is 3. From here, what I'm going to see is that to get from 3 up to 12, I'm just multiplying by 4. So I'm going to multiply each of these pieces by 4. 2 times 4 is 8, 1 times 4 is 4, which means I use 8 cups of oats, and I use 4 cups of honey. Now, this answer makes sense for a lot of reasons, but one of those reasons is that I have 1/4 oats and 1/2 oats and 1/4 honey. That means I'm using double the amount of oats, and so I see in my final answer that it's still true, and 8 plus 4 is in fact 12. All right, you could also use the equation. There's a whole bunch of ways you could solve this, but thank you for watching and good luck on ratios.